Coming up on Mountain News this morning, horse racing is set to come to southern Kentucky thanks to an upcoming attraction. And racing resumes at Churchill Downs as the investigation into a series of deaths on the track continues.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
All right, good morning to you. It is Brandon Robinson back here with you on a Thursday morning, and it's a new month. Welcome to June. June the 1st, meteorological summer underway. And this morning, you're going to start with some fog in some locations like downtown Hazard right now. A little cooler because of that here in town. We're going to continue to see that fog be around for some spots. Patchy, dense fog out there this morning. I guarantee if we looked up from the downtown Triangle Park camera, we would just see the fog up this way, not so much down that way. We're looking at temperatures with the exception of Clintwood and Grundy at 51 and 52 respectively, of 57 or above. Most folks close to or above the 60-degree mark this morning out there. We're seeing 65, one of the warmest spots out toward Monticello, and then 51 over in Clintwood is the coolest spot. So your breakfast forecast, we're going to be close to the 60-degree mark this morning. I think most of us will be right around 61, kind of splitting the difference there just a little bit. Sunshine around, maybe mixed with a few clouds early, and then we'll see again the possibility for a few more clouds drifting in a little bit later on as we head into the afternoon hours. All right, back to news. A new attraction in southern Kentucky offers something that generations of people in this state have enjoyed. Horse racing is coming to Corbin. As WYMT's Phil Pendleton reports, standard bred harness racing, similar to what is being offered at the Red Mile Lexington, will start this October.
People are often drawn to Corbin thanks to Cumberland Falls and the birthplace of KFC. Soon the area will be boosting something new, all the while part of Kentucky's signature sports.
And, you know, the excitement's building amongst the community for sure.
It's been just over a year since ground was broken on Cumberland Run. That includes the standard bred track, stables, and gaming hall. And October 15th is the target date for racing to start.
I mean, to me, the first thing I thought of when I saw it the first time was like, this is like chariot, you know, chariot racing is what it reminded me of.
Absolutely. I think that people are always looking for the next, you know, big thing, something different, and this will provide them with a completely different experience.
Racing will last 10 days in October, but wagering on historical horse races on slot-like gaming machines will be offered year-round.
But then we're going to have some grandstands over in this area, and then there's going to be the HHR machines and a restaurant and everything in the far back over here.
Future plans call for a hotel and a lot more jobs. In Corbin, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Corbin city officials say there are plans for the infield of the track, but they're keeping those plans right now under wraps. Interesting to see what's going to happen there. Racing, meanwhile, is set to resume today at Churchill Downs in Louisville as members of the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Authority, or HISA, continue to investigate the deaths of several horses. 12 of those have died at the track since the end of March. Veterinarians from Churchill Downs, the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission, and HISA are working to try to find common links between those deaths. It's not clear if HISA has the authority to stop racing at the well-known track, but it believes if it determines racing needs to stop, Churchill Downs will follow. Kentucky is moving forward with plans to implement sports wagering in the Commonwealth. Yesterday, during his Team Kentucky briefing, Governor Andy Beshear announced the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission is now hiring employees in wagering compliance. He says when he signed the bill, he promised sports betting would bring Kentucky jobs and tourism.
This is an exciting milestone. With the additional licensing and enforcement responsibilities, we have to add these jobs. That's the first step towards the implementation of this program. And folks, we are making sure it is done right.
Governor Beshear says the Horse Racing Commission is working with his office and all officials involved to develop the initial emergency regulations to get that program up and running. Cave Run Lake may be known for its muskie fishing, but this weekend an annual bass tournament will take over the water there. And this just isn't any bass tournament. It's the meaning behind that tournament that is more than about just fishing. Amber Philpott reports.
As the old saying goes, there is no such thing as a bad day when you're on the water. And from the moment his boat hits the water at Cave Run Lake outside Moorhead, there is no truer saying for Mike Combs. Except he would maybe say there's no bad day when you're fishing.
If they told me tomorrow I could never fish again, I don't think I could live.
Combs grew up on this lake, knows all 8,300 acres of it like the back of his hand.
When everything is the worst, I can come out here and forget it.
Like so many out here on this blue lagoon nestled in the mountains, fishing is what helps him leave his stress on the boat ramp.
I just kind of jerk it along a little.
For Combs,
My wife's a better fisherman than I am.
there is nothing like having a rod and reel in hand.
I love to catch fish on this worm.
Combs isn't alone in his love of fishing Cave Run.
It gets in your blood. This stuff gets in your blood. It's like somebody golfing, somebody racing. Well, we like to fish. We like chasing these bass around.
Over the years, fishing has helped the anglers that troll these waters forge a special friendship. So special that in 2009, Combs started the Friends of Cave Run Bass Tournament.
It's a fun tournament. It's the biggest tournament on Cave Run Lake. Every year, as soon as I get this done, my phone start ringing. Want to know what day next year is going to be.
Its purpose is to remember good friends of the fishing community,
It's about our fallen friends and, you know, people we've knew around the lake.
but to also raise money for college scholarships.
It's the everyday working man's kids, and we give one scholarship to each county, and that's Menifee, Bath, Round, and Montgomery, and Morgan.
Each scholarship is $1,000. In 14 years, the tournament has raised nearly $150,000, helping to hook countless students on furthering their education.
It just means so much to me that we can help 5 kids a year in this area.
But it is still a tournament with big money on the line, and one Steve Cottle has been fortunate enough to win.
Everybody wants to win this. It's, you know, not just the money, it's just the bragging rights of saying you won it. And
So come this weekend, this lake will swell with boats, everyone looking for that big fish. But what isn't just a fishtail on this lake
Seeing any on the forward facing stuff.
is how much this tournament means to the man who started it, perhaps the ultimate friend of Cave Run.
And I just hope that when I leave here, whenever it is, that these guys will remember me.
That was Ember Philpott reporting many fond memories at Cave Run Lake at my time at Moorhead. Combs credits the tournament's success to the help of Ralph Stokely and Stokely's Marine and his sponsorship through the years. The tournament is this weekend on June 3rd and 4th. And speaking of fishing, the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife is offering a new app to help you with your summer adventures. The app, which is called Fishboat KY, has information on where to launch your boat, fish size regulations, how to purchase a fishing license, and more. People taking part in the upcoming free fishing weekend can use the app or check out the department's website for more information.
If you look at our homepage, we've got a free fishing weekend link. It's got great information on different events around the state. So if you've never fished before and don't know how, there's some great events going on, and we've got a link to that on the webpage.
Free fishing weekend is this weekend, June 3rd and 4th, and no fishing license is required those days. .641, we take it to UVA Wise over in Southwest Virginia this morning. Beautiful scene over that way. We're seeing just a few clouds out there, and the temperature on campus at 55 right now. Visibility pretty good. Dew point's pretty good and feels like 55, so we'll take that as a win. Temperatures over there in Southwest Virginia a little cooler in Clintwood and Grundy, 51 and 52 respectively. 65 in Monticello's the warm spot, but everybody pretty close to 60 or just above 60 across most of the region. The exceptions, 55 Wise, 55 Hazard, and that's it. Even Irvin's up to 57 this morning. Your out-the-door forecast will feature again possibilities for some hot weather as we enter the first day of meteorological summer here on June the 1st. 85 your official forecast time right around 5 o'clock. Sun and clouds, more of one than the other at times, but we could see a stray chance for a passing shower later in the afternoon. We'll keep you posted on that, but again, don't expect too much. Thank you for joining us. The time now 6:42. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration approves a vaccine meant to help protect older Americans from the potential impacts of RSV. That's coming up next.